two things that I really excelled in high school, not that I was a model student by any means, because I wasn't, was history and geography. And geography fascinates me. I mean, it truly does, much like history, but geography, just with logging, like a lot of professions that are outdoors, whether it be earthwork, construction, things like that, geography plays such a big role in that. The more you understand your geography and the features of the geography, the better you'll be at that, at your profession, at your trade. Right here, the creek is literally right there. And there's the creek again. It's not, I bet it's not 40 foot across here in this little bottleneck. This is a long peninsula, long landlocked peninsula. And there are several trees out on here. And on maps, whenever I see things like this on maps, because I study maps constantly, the areas I'm working in, I spend a lot of time at night on Google Earth, on Google Maps, looking at creeks, looking at draws, valleys, just studying terrain, and the variations in the terrain. And I look for things like this usually on creeks, these little bottlenecks, peninsulas, because generally these are low-lying areas. Well, when you've got low-lying areas, a lot of times you've got ash, you've got hackberry, you've got maple, you've got walnut. Now this guy here is going to be tricky to cut. As you can see, not really anywhere to stand on the back side of him here. Now, years ago, whenever the last harvest was done here, because it has been some time, there was another one just like it right here. And somebody had to get creative to get it cut. As you can see, these stumps, even though this tree's been cut for, I would say 20 years plus, pretty easy, just by the deterioration in the stump. You can see this root system is still holding this bank together from erosion. And it'll do so for years to come yet, much like this root system here will. Now, when this tree falls, it's going to fall out here in the creek. And tomorrow, when we get to work, we'll hook the winch to it, hook the cable, and we'll pull the whole thing up out of there, because I don't like to leave trees and treetops in the creek. Because it just, whenever the water gets high, and believe you me, it does get high here, I would say this little creek gets pretty wild when there's some flash floods. It washes those tops out in the fields, creates log jams in the creek. Not that this is really a navigable waterway by any means, but still, we don't want to be the ones responsible for that when somebody gripes about treetops taking out their water gaps. So I'm going to follow this thing, or do my best, because it's going to be tricky to cut. And I'll even set up the camera on this one. But it's a big tree, got a hard lean, but it's wanting to come back in here, and that'll be good, because if it comes right back in here, I can kind of back in right here with the skidder, set right here, spool cable out here, winch it up. We'll take it straight that way. Now, I walked out here just a few minutes ago, and we've still got 5 or 6 pretty good walnut on out this peninsula. There's some decent ash and maple out there as well. I want to cut that stuff, but for at least another month, those outlets for us are kind of in limbo. I know around the 1st of November, middle of November, we'll be able to run full tilt on them again, but it's another month away, and stuff will just be setting until then, and we can't really justify coming back for those few trees that are out there. So it's kind of a danged if you do, danged if you don't. So let's set the camera up and let's try to bring this guy down. So this is going to be a little tricky here. Not much of a place to stand by any means to do my boring. I'll probably stand right here, try to punch right in here on this back side here, through and come across. We'll go ahead and clip this spur here. Then hopefully by clipping that, it'll kind of swing more straight out here. So we'll try it and see what it does. upset with that. Come in a little crooked on that back side on the cut, as you can see. Given the conditions, I'm not, like I said, I'm not upset about that. I knew I was kind of cutting it close on my holdwood over here. We pulled just a little bit of that, but as you can see, just into the sapwood barely, so no damage to the log. Now, the bad thing is, this tree is shaky. It is shaky. That is a shake ring right there. Starting to go bad just off the heart. So not a high quality tree by any means. Good lumber log, but not a high quality tree. Could not have asked for any better placement on the fall, keeping it out of the creek. And that was kind of the idea behind clipping this spur over here first. That way, when it started to fall, it's got more wood here kind of pulling it back this way. Yep, not bad at all. That'll be easy to get out of there. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.